Are you drinking tonight?
Start over. You need to watch your countdown. Go.
What? Say, what are we drinking tonight?
So tonight I'm drinking a mango flavored Moscato. A
Okay.
barefoot mango flavored Moscato.
And for me, as always, I'm sipping on some Cabernet. Yes. Some Josh. Come, girl. Cheers. Mm-hmm.
All right. So we took a cute little hiatus, but we're there. We're here. And
As you.
we're going to switch it up a little bit. Okay. So for today's topic, we're going to talk about motherhood, something to do with motherhood. So pretty much we're going to talk about motherhood and the difference between the mothers of our mother's generation and the mothers of our generation. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Go on, girl. Take the floor. Actually, I should because my baby's older. So, I've been
Go
in this
ahead.
for, even though we do know that you don't have to give birth to be a mother. But in this case, so let me go first, right? So I believe my parent, first of all, I was raised by a community of people in my family. So let me just say that. I wasn't just raised in a household from one all the way through, you know, right now till until I left home, right? So I lived with my dad and his wife, different parenting, different household, different parenting. Live with my mom, then I live with my grandmother, which is my mother, totally different parenting, right? Experiences I've experienced, I feel like because of those experiences, for different people, for different perspective in their I feel like I I've learned and I'm better at parenting than all four combined. I'm sorry. It's just older generation is stuck in, so it's more of my generation, which is in the 30s, I feel like most of us are traumatized by some of the things that our parents did because they didn't know better. But with this generation, right? I feel like because it happened to us, we choose to do it differently with our kids. Because with me, I realized that I allow my son to express himself, and I don't think it's an insult. I will know when he's being rude. You know what I'm saying? But I allow him to express himself. When I discipline, my job is to like discipline him. This is a Jamaican thing because when they discipline you, the whole community have to know it's an
Yeah.
embarrassment, right? So, and I'm telling you, that traumatized the, can I say fuck? The fuck out of me and my girl. This day and age, you have to watch the tone. When you talk to me, I don't care what you say, but you have to say it in a certain tone. And girl, I'm telling you this, with my son, my job is to discipline him, not to embarrass him nor traumatize him. Right? So when he does something, like if we're out and about, friends come over or whatever, and he does something wrong, girl, I don't be like, Jaden, blah, 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 and rush him, you
Right.
know? Jaden, and I pull him to the side. I'll go away and I'll talk. Girl, I cannot.
But
Girl,
you see,
because
that's
I'm,
the difference. That's the difference with them and us. Because I know back in the
that's what
day,
I'm
girl,
saying.
oh God, if my mother want girt me getting girt. If she feel like
Girl,
backhand me getting a backhand. And it don't matter who we in front of.
girl, and that's what I'm saying. And may I tell a girl, that to me was embarrassing and
Very
it
much
traum.
so.
And the next thing too, when I do discipline him, I give him about 5 minutes. to reflect on what he did, and then I go in the room and I'll talk to him and I said, Jaden, your action have consequences, and talk to him. And I said, mommy loves you. I don't want you to think. I said, I hate, girl, I tell him, I said, I hate doing this, but I have to, you know and then with my parents back then, girl, when them beat all the next day, yeah,
Stress out,
mama,
afraid to sit down, your shoulder hot you have all
think
kind of
they
wheelie
hate you, girl.
wheelie.
Think they hate you. You know what I'm saying? So because I discipline him, I don't want him to think that mommy don't like me or mommy hate
Right,
me. So I go talk to him like, you know, even if I'm mad, if he does something that makes me mad, which girl, I just walk away because I'm saying I'm not gonna be my parents and out of anger, I'm gonna grab something and throw at you and this and that. No, no, no. Mommy's not here to hurt her baby. Mommy's here to help you grow into the man you're supposed to be without traumatizing you. I'm not, girl, me don't want my son. I want when he goes off out there, he's better mentally than I was. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
And
I mean, there's still gonna be some things that he might still bring as trauma that you probably won't even pick up on. Has been
Mhm,
traumatizing for him. Um, but for me, I agree wholeheartedly with everything that you said. Now, my perspective is gonna be from a different angle when we're doing the comparison. Now, I know that all of us in this age group, we can attest to the fact that mothers back then in our age group did not look like we do now. Mothers back then was long skirt, long skirt, long blouse. They pretty much dressed like how our grandmothers dressed. They were a completely different set of women than we are now. We are the MILFs. You understand what
mhm,
I'm saying to you? They didn't understand that. So much so that sometimes I'll get dressed and my mother will say, girl, I don't know your age. And I'm like, I don't understand what you mean. I'm as old as I feel. And if I feel like a young girl, I'm going to dress like a young girl. Not saying that every day I must look like Skettle, because I have my big woman days when I put on my big woman long skirts and my big woman flat shoes.
mhm, mhm.
But I also have my days when I feel like popping out and being a little Skettle outside. There's a balance and there's levels to this. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I feel like the older mothers, they use the way we dress, the way we operate, the way we go out, and the things we do to judge us and determine, oh, well, this makes you not a good mother. The way I dress does not make me a good or a bad mother. The things I do and the
Mm-mm.
places I go does not make me a good or a bad mother. It's taking care of my child, showing up for my child, doing for my child, making sure my child is okay mentally, emotionally, physically. That's what makes you a good mother, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is it. Girl, Eve, well, when it comes to the clothing part now, I mean, for me, I feel like when my son, I feel like now I'm just finding back myself, right? So I had him, I changed up things a little bit, I did for him. Mama, we ever go start this over? Why you say Miss Jamaica on your thing? Change it. Yeah,
Why
change
do
it.
you see this now?
You just know, so you see it long time and I say nothing?
I didn't actually.
Girl, this is, my baby didn't come. All right, so go on, listen now.
So like even even with like you were saying about the whole trauma thing, I know that for me and for enough of us, we have trauma that we have never dealt with, that we probably never will deal with because we don't actually realize it's trauma until we talk
Mm,
about it. And it's rare that we get opportunities to talk about it. Like
yeah.
I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and he was telling me that he never have a really good childhood. And after talking and talking, me get to realize why he never have a good childhood and why he is the way he is now. You have some children
Mm-hmm.
who have some serious abandonment issues. Them used to them parents are
Mm-hmm.
go left them on a regular. them used to them parents arguing. So loud sounds and them something they trigger them. Them used to being by
Mhm.
themselves. They're the barrel children. And for those that don't know what barrel children are, the children that them parents leave them at home and migrate to another country, and all them hear from them parents is
Mhm.
over the phone or when them get them clothes and them school things
So
in a
I was a
barrel.
bird
Good food.
then. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But
I
things
get
like that, things like that
terminology here.
traumatize you. It gives you attachment and abandonment issues. Because to you, it's
Mhm.
like, okay, if the person that is supposed to be there for me, the person that's supposed to love me, the person that's actually supposed to, reassure me, if they left, anybody else can leave.
Yeah. I mean, boy, I'm gonna be honest with you, I swear, I'm gonna be honest with you, goody. But said, I was a barrel child. I'm not gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be tell a lie. Sorry, guys. Is the fact that in my situation, I felt like I did not have enough time with my mother, right? I feel like with her, she was the type, it depends, because some parents can migrate and still feel like they're there.
Right.
Let me tell you something. My mother, I gotta commend her. My mother, girl, she's, even though my daddy had things going, didn't need her money, she still help. She still sent barrels. She still send whatever we wanted. She on her, I'm sorry, on every Sunday, I can remember every Sunday, mommy not miss her phone call. Mommy not missing her phone call. And I'm telling you, man, that woman, when she said she wanted her girls, she never stopped. May I tell you, she never stopped until me and my sister migrated here. And even when she found out she had cancer, her first words were, I just want to have my girls here. Because me and my older sister, we were still in Jamaica, and my younger siblings, they were here. And we came here. Girl, within 9 months, our thing came through. And 7 years later, she went home. But may I tell you, my mother, man, distance, she didn't make distance stop her. I'm telling you that. And may I tell you this, my mother could stay abroad and tell her what to do,
Of course. And you see,
Mama,
I
and
have
we
I have
listen to, Mama, and Mama, well, I know, I listened to her I'm up until months before I came here. The only thing she was like, make sure you guys stop the smoking the weed. If you guys don't do this and you fail, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm gonna malice you and all that stuff, right? So we stopped smoking. I was 19. And girl, sometimes me I go river, I couldn't tell mommy say me I go river. I couldn't tell her I'm going to the because yes, she had a fear with us going to the beach and the country and them things there.
drowning and them something there. Yeah.
Yeah, man, may I tell you, my mother, man, she did her thing. She never make distance bother her. She moved to this country and said, "Listen, I'm not gonna stop until I get my girls," and she did just that.
But that's what a lot of parents do. So like I think that's one of the things that you can compare the older generation of mothers to the newer generation of mothers. You might have one and few little careless girl where them go and left them picnic with them mother at Jamaica or them go and left them picnic wherever. Them come and they make
Mm-hmm.
new life, new family, new children, and forget about them picnic. One and
Mm-hmm.
two. It's rare that
Mm-hmm.
you see that. But the one thing we can compare is that the mothers them usually come and sort out themselves and make sure so them get them children them under them arm, which is a good thing. The other thing that I feel like is another comparison. And me and my mother have this conversation all the while. Social media. She hates my presence on social media, and that's perfectly understandable. She's from a generation where them never have computer. Them probably did have some hamster run pan a wheel in
Mm-hmm.
our back room. Them never have cell phones. They didn't have a lot
Right?
of the technology that we had. So for them
Mm-hmm.
to now be exposed to this technology, they don't understand our fascination. They don't understand why we post. Them not understand a lot of the things I post. She misunderstands and misinterprets it, and then it end up turning into a big argument, which I'm sure I'm not the only one that has these conversations with them parents.
You need to
Sometimes she'll
get
say
with the
some
flow.
things like, exactly. She'll even say some things like, "Oh, you're a mother now. Okay, I'm a mother, yes, but I'm a woman also. I'm a woman and I'm a person also." And every time I have this conversation with people, I consistently have to be saying the same thing. I don't know about your social media, but my social media is for shits and giggles, baby. You come over here when you're having a bad day, you want little motivation, you come over here. You want to laugh after me because I done said some foolishness, you come over here. It's for shits and giggles. I don't take anything over here seriously. You shouldn't take anything over here seriously either. But at the same time, being a new generation mother, I'm also not going to put anything out there that I'm not comfortable my child seeing in 10, 15 years from now.
Mhm.
You understand? I'm not going to embarrass my child like that. And I feel like that's also the thing that they're not understanding. To them, what we're doing is embarrassing. To them, us even probably having this conversation is going to be an uncomfortable thing for them because these are not things that they sit and talk about. They're from the generation of mothers where they don't talk about problems, they don't talk about issues. They either box you down, kick you over, and that's that. We're not
Yeah.
going to talk about it. From a box you over me, okay.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to be okay
Yeah.
too as the child.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
understand? And I feel like because a lot of us mothers, and we can speak for parents in general, because I'm not saying the men don't do this either. However, we're talking about mothers today, so do not come for me. However, a lot of us mothers, because we're in our healing era, enough of we are got therapy, enough of we are talk to people, enough of we are get with problems, with traumas out, enough of us are trying to heal for our children. And because we're doing that, we're also stepping away from the we don't talk about these problems. Like my son is 3. And I realized since he was like 1, he was an angry 1 year old. And I'm like, I don't understand why you so angry, bro. You don't pay no bills. But he was an angry 1 year old. And we had to get to the point where I've started sitting him down and saying, okay, why are you upset? Tell mommy what's wrong. And even though I want to be upset sometimes, I had to identify the fact that sometimes I am the problem because he's getting upset and I'm getting upset too. He's 1. He can't regulate his
Mhm.
emotions, but I can regulate mine. You
Yeah.
understand? And because I'm able
You
to
had to
talk
switch
to
up
somebody,
something.
yeah, because I can talk to somebody and I can go to therapy, I've identified that I am sometimes the problem. And I'm able to calmly sit down with my 3-year-old and say, baby, what's wrong? Tell mommy what's wrong. Why did you do
Yeah.
this? And he's gotten, I won't say 100% calm. I'll say I've gotten him probably about 75. So I'm still working on it. But now he will identify where he's wrong. And even if him walk away from me, because him have a tendency, when him begs him, either sit down on the ground and look on you like you're mad somebody, or him walk away. After walking away, he will come back and he will sit there and he'll rub down my leg like he's my man. Rub down my leg, good, good. Mommy,
Mhm.
I'm so sorry, mommy. So at least my
Oh.
child is able to take accountability at 3. You see what I'm saying? Which is what I feel like a lot
Yeah.
of us as women and men of this generation, we were not forced to do growing up. And that's take
Yeah.
accountability.
Yeah, girl, more smoke to see I've got cut out the part, yeah. So take a sip, mama. Take a sip.
Man, I think if you smoke when we're up on the video, them, okay? You know, say you fuck up the video them when you smoke, though.
Why you say such thing?
Because when you smoke, you start talking slow as fuck. Yeah. That's when I have to edit the fuck out the videos. Damn. Yeah. Anyways, I
Alright.
feel like we're talking enough on that topic here. We were down for what? 3 minutes?
Oh shit.
We need to put here 15 minutes so we can stop that topic here now. I mean,
Okay.
we can do another
Yeah, man.
topic in the same clothes, shit, or change your shirt. It don't matter.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then you can consolidate the two of
I
them, you
mean, we
know?
can just do one batch recording. So we can just change we clothes, do one different topic.
Yeah. No, no,
Anyways,
no.
how we are got any video?
Eh?
How we are got any video?
We can said, um say
Oh
what
wait.
are you
We're each gonna have our own ending. So you gonna say what you gonna say if we conclude the topic we talk about. Me I gonna say what me I gonna say, and then we are gonna cheers and do a little closure. I don't even remember what the
okay.
fucking
All
closure
right.
is.
So let me finish. So so my thoughts on this is that I'm not gonna step on somebody's toe for how they parent their child. That's what I had to learn. I didn't go to therapy to kind of understand this. And that's how, girl, there's a lot of things that I went through being into growing up into a militant household, right? Very, very militant, right? Long story short, that traumatized me. All I'm saying is that how I learned to get past that was to say to myself, now that I'm a parent, I'm not gonna step on your toe to how you parent your child, right?
Right.
But I can difference with mine. And how I was parented, I'm not gonna do that to my child. So this is it. Everybody have their own parental style. Just we're here to discipline the kids, not traumatize them, love them, encourage them. Just, you can do all that without taking discipline to the next level. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Don't traumatize kids. Please don't traumatize the
Right.
kids. Let's break the cycle. And I believe my generation is doing a very good job. I honestly believe my generation is doing a very good job. But the only thing I would like to take back from the older generation to the only thing is we need a community to raise our kids, because I feel like that's where a lot of parents in my generation slack up, because now kids don't have respect to adults and all that stuff. If we can have a community again to raise a child, if I leave here and my child is down there and he does something wrong, come and let me know. You can tell my child, because the thing is, I don't want him to just respect people or when I'm there. I'm not going to be there all the time. So you need to learn to respect others around you. You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
if we have a community looking out for our kids, we wouldn't have so many rude kids on the street. 'Cause them rude and not them
I wish
bad.
I did rude
The
alone. I wish I did rude
eh?
alone. I wish I did rude alone, them rude
This
alone. But
sometimes
anyways,
a song good ass whooping the need, I tell you. That's the only thing. So listen, y'all do. Man, I beat the old generations on a traumatized us still, but we're still loving them. Okay? At our time now.
same so. I mean, so for me, I feel like at the end of the day, the only thing that I would want the older generation to stop do is comparing. I know my mother does a lot of comparing me to other people raising children my son's age, comparing me to how she used to raise her kids. We continue to have this one argument about my son's hair, me cutting my son's hair. That is a personal preference for me. You already raise your children. I feel like as one of those older generation mothers, you raise your child and you had to learn from the mistakes that you made. You see what I'm saying? You also didn't have a manual, just like we don't have a manual. You didn't have a manual, so allow us to learn how we see fit. Whatever mistakes you made that we see fit to learn from, we will. But don't come and tell us how to learn, what to learn, when to learn because of how you did it. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Different
Yeah.
children, different generation. We can't raise all the kids the
Yeah.
same way. And at the same time, I also want to identify the fact that allow us to live in our generation. Your generation did some crazy shit that we would never even think of doing. So when we depend
Mm-hmm.
with social media and we talk about what problems are, we depend with social media, we post the one and two at girl picture. Let us be great. At the end of the day, if we're a good mother, being present on social media, being present at a party, being present at a bar, being present at a lounge does not take away the fact that we are still good mothers.
That mama, that's your time.
Exactly. Because at the
Mama,
end of the day,
it's
we are
not-
mothers,
yes.
but we are still a woman. We're still
Yes.
a
Yes.
person.
That's your time. You did what you were supposed to do, and now it's your time. This is what I do when I'm chilling. Like when I'm chilling right now, I make sure he's okay before I come and said, "All right, then let me sit down here." You know what I'm saying? This is me time.
Exactly.
This is so. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this story, right? But this is like,
How you gonna tell a story after we done
right?
concluded?
No, mama, all I four generations apart. So this is Jaden's great grandmother, right? Let me tell you, old generation. So, anyways, she said something to Jaden, and Jaden was about 4 or 5. She said, "Stop act like you're idiot." Girl, can you believe Jaden? came to me and said, "Mommy, Mama said stop acting like an idiot. Like Mama is like calling me an idiot, right?" So I said to him, I said, did you tell her, did you tell her that was not nice? Right? And that it hurt your feelings? He said, no. I said, go and tell her. So I told him to go do it. He went in there and I kind of followed him, and he told Mama. And then she's like, Jaden, I don't mean it, whatever. So I went in there afterwards and I said, Mama, you're gonna have to remember that generations are different. I said, at his age, he understood exactly what you said, right? I said that Jamaican mentality, you cannot use it. You have to be careful with the words that you say. You
Right,
know what?
right.
And I'm just saying, he was 4 or 5. He was 4 or 5, my girl. That's crazy. Anyways, even though I know she didn't mean anything by it, but it's just the terminology that Jamaicans, how we parents
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
how
it is.
they talk to us. Right,
You know,
right.
yeah, yeah. All right, then. Well, cheers off on that. Ching, ching, ching. All right.
Anyways, sip slow and spill fast. Thank you
Yeah.
for watching Sip and Spill. See you next time.
Ciao. Ciao. Bye.